The Masters, Chiefs, Major League Baseball, but first some basketball news. One Syracuse basketball player and one former CNS star make their way into the headlines. Good evening, I'm Seth Goldberg. Let's start first with the news affecting the Orange. Freshman Malachi Richardson has announced his intentions to declare for the NBA draft, but Malachi will not hire an agent. By doing so, Richardson retains the right to return to school if he so chooses. New rules this year for the NBA draft allow players to declare for the draft, but they have until May 25th to decide whether to go back to school or stay in the draft pool. This rule allows players to test the waters, so to speak, and go on team visits or even the NBA Combine before making a final decision. This should allow players to get a better evaluation before being forced to make that important final decision. In the women's game, former CNS and UConn star Breanna Stewart has signed a deal with Nike. This adds to a long list of accomplishments for Stewie this season alone. She's already picked up her 4th consecutive national championship and 4th consecutive tournament most outstanding player. Stewart is expected to become the first overall pick for the Seattle Storm in the WNBA draft. UConn teammates Mariah Jefferson and Morgan Tuck are projected to be the 2nd and 3rd picks, respectively. The Warriors are pursuing an NBA record-tying 72 wins, but they have a tough task ahead as they face their biggest foes this season, the San Antonio Spurs. It's the most wins ever combined in a regular season matchup, but it was really the Warriors' night versus history and the 95-96 Bulls. The Spurs still undefeated at home. This game is in San Antonio, and we pick things up in the 3rd quarter. It's all Spurs so far. And Kawhi Leonard gonna throw one down, 2 of his 20 points on the game. The Spurs up 8. It looks like it's all San Antonio, but not so fast. The Warriors up 9. Steph Curry to the bucket, 2 of his 37. And watch what he does here. Just the ball handling that makes him the back-to-back MVP. Up and a scoop in the city that George Gervin made the finger roll so famous. A 19-8 run at the end. Dubs get the win, tie the record, and can break it on Wednesday night against Memphis. The first weekend without college basketball since October, so we need something else to fill our time. Well, what if we head to one of the most beautiful venues in all of sport? Not to mention one of the best events there is. Some may even say it's a tradition unlike any other. The Masters at Augusta National. And Sunday at the Masters with Jordan Spieth in the lead, he's led 7 consecutive rounds looking for his 2nd straight green jacket. Started pretty well, finishes off the front 9 with 4 straight birdies to get to -7, but now we get to the 12th, and disaster strikes. Spieth, I know, Jordan, we're the same age, but you're supposed to be a lot better at golf than I am. Puts 1 in the water. This is not a replay. Puts a 2nd in the water. And the 5th shot's not getting any better. This one's going to end up in the bunker behind the green. You can see Spieth ends up with a quadruple bogey 7 on the 12th. It's his worst ever in a major tournament. Falls all the way back to 1 under, and that opens the door for Danny Willett, who you see there. He'll put up a bogey-free 5 under on the day. Jordan Spieth still with a chance if he had sunk that putt, but instead it's a bogey, and Spieth has to give that painful ceremony of the green jacket to Danny Willett, your Masters champ.
I can't think of anybody else who may have had a tougher ceremony to experience. Obviously happy for Danny. Like he said, maybe fate had it this time for him, and I certainly wanted to control fate myself. But yeah, it was very tough given that it's so soon after the finish.
Spieth won his 2 majors last year, but lost the final 2 of the golf season. Has another chance to get back in a major tournament at the U.S. Open in June. For Danny Willett, his first ever major tournament win. At NBT Bank Stadium, all 4 games this weekend canceled by the Syracuse Chiefs. The team even went as far as to take a trip down to Lehigh Valley to make up 2 of those games against the Iron Pigs, both wins Friday in a doubleheader. Now opening day slated for tomorrow. After a weekend of some winter weather and rain in central New York, it'll be a doubleheader at NBT Bank Park. In the majors, Yankees in Detroit, Bronx Bombers trying to come back from a shutout loss. A-Rod, a laser deep to left center home run, first of the year, 688th of his career. Creeping up on Babe Ruth on the second all-time on the home run list. Jacoby Ellsbury comes up with the bases loaded. He's going to clear them. 1 run comes around, 2 run comes around, 3 come around, and the Yankees up 6-0 over the Tigers. They'd end up doubling up Detroit 8-4. Yankees get the win. Mets and Phillies. Citi Field, look at those 1986 throwbacks. Matt Harvey, though, today, more Bruce Wayne than Dark Knight. Top 6, Odubel Herrera, a 2-run home run. Harvey gave up 3 runs over 6 innings. In the bottom of the 6th, Cespedes, he would hit a home run, get the Mets a little bit closer, but that's about all it would be. 3-2 after that, and then Andres Blanco, an RBI double in the 9th. That's the tack-on run for the Phils. Mets lose 5-2. That does it for us in sports for tonight. We'll come back, wrap things up after this.